Hola! It is I, Chibimu, and this is the Forgotten City playthrough, where we are hopefully towards the end. I really want it to be towards the end, so I can play something else, as you know from last episode as well. Let us continue. We know who breaks the golden rule. It's the magistrate.
That's quite an impressive bow you have there. Diana's.
We also have.
Welcome.
We've also we also kind of like volunteered what was I saying? Oh yeah, we also volunteered Gallius to become the new magistrate. Also, as I was editing last episode, I realised something. I spoke to everyone in the town, except this lady here.
A golden bow.
I haven't spoken to her
Just
since
like
episode
Apollo
2.
and Diana's. You did? That's unexpected. But tell me, what is it? Willowback. I should have known. It was under my nose the whole time. That's very helpful. Thank you. If this works, it should settle Rufius down some.
Alright,
I
cool.
have
So
some
we've
right
sorted
here.
him out.
Would you do me a favor and give him some of this? He'll just need to swallow a pinch of it. I'm hoping it will avert disaster.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm really glad you arrived when you did. That's a shame. Thanks again.
Okay, so we've sorted him out. I just want to check something. I forgot where we left off. Have we volunteered
It must be it'll be between why? Certainly.
Okay, so I think the only way I'll know is if I talk to this guy here, because he says if I ask him. Who you gonna vote for? Alright, cool. Hey, you who's caused me problems for episode after episode.
I have nothing to say.
I'm sorry, God, for what I'm about to do. So in my inventory, I should have the right. We do have it on us, so we can go to. Yeah. Yeah, what's up? He's trying to walk away, but I'm trying to talk to him.
Willowbark. And this will work? Oh, thank God. Finally, some relief. This is what I've been praying for. Maybe God hasn't abandoned me after all. Thank you. I've been in a lot of pain lately. The rheumatism.
What is that?
Cursed statues always watching in the crisis of faith.
Sorry, dude.
It was too much. Started messing with my head. This is exactly what I needed to set it straight again. I owe you one.
Sorry.
What? Quick, give it here. I'm just going to help her swallow this.
No idea what.
I think she's going to be all right.
It's the rheumatism. It starts with constant pain in all your joints.
Okay.
I know that's not an excuse. And I know I said I owe you one.
Someone just died.
So I'll leave him alone from now on. It's not as I'm going to go and clean up the graffiti. Just
Alright. Just so just so thingy, just gotta have a go with the guy. Now I've just gotta get rid of someone who's doing the election.
Ah, what the? You went snooping in his place? Have you really? Poor fellow. I've heard that can really mess with a person's head. Well done for figuring that out. Really? That's promising. I'll keep an eye out for him. Nice to talk to you.
Okay.
Good news, Ulpius. Malleolus has agreed to release you and Yulia from your debts.
What? Are you messing with me?
I wouldn't do that. You're both free.
We're free. We're free. Thank you. It seems fortune smiles on us after all. I'd better go and pay a visit to Yulia immediately.
So does that mean I didn't have to give him that money? If I dug up dirt on Meliodas first and then I could have saved 2,000 denarii and paid him. I have a question. Who's he gonna vote for then?
Shalom, friend. Galerius. He saved my life.
Citizens, I have an announcement. Malleolus has withdrawn his candidacy from today's election. Unless any new challengers are nominated by nightfall, Sentius will be re-elected magistrate by default.
Actually, I'd like to nominate myself, if that's all right.
Of course, Galerius, that's your right.
Alright.
Citizens, the election will proceed.
I don't want to talk to the priestess. Also, I want to see something. So this guy's. Come out. Come on. I know you're hiding 2,000 denarii in there. Super Looper.
Yulia. Poor Virgil. Poor Rufius. All right, let me see. Stop Fabia. What? Are you?
Oh, okay. So I've got to make him the hero to make him elected. You suck. God.
Wow, isn't that a big long bow?
I haven't got a penis. I'm a woman, remember?
Citizens, the election will proceed.
I can never be mean to this guy.
Anyway, so I'll tell you what. Oh, and that's kind. Now I'm. Oh, and
Does that mean?
Galerius, definitely. He put an end to the notes and graffiti I've been receiving. All right.
Oh, thank God. Okay, cool. So he's done that. So I've got Virgil's voting for him. I think you.
Galerius.
Yeah, okay. 2 votes. Now you. Who are you?
Citizen. Galerius.
Okay. I want to be like really sure. So you.
Wow. Oh well. Sent you. Yeah? So, pleasure doing business. Can I... Very...
I feel like.
Citizen,
Thank you. Yeah. I feel like I've done enough.
Citizens, it is time. Let us meet to elect our
I feel like I've been scammed by that other
I
guy
have to
there.
go to the theater.
Oh my god, I'm so like nervous. I don't know why. I feel like I don't have it in the bag. Oh, thank goodness. What are you doing? No. He's the traitor. The one that does it all. The mastermind.
I'll start with you, Horatius.
Sentius, of course.
Georgius,
Galerius. He saved the life of my dear friend Fabia.
Dacius,
Galerius.
Virgil,
The man who put a stop to the threats I've been receiving. Galerius.
Ulpius,
Galerius, the man who saved my life.
Rufius,
The man who treated my rheumatism. Galerius.
Citizens, you have made your decision. Your new magistrate is Gallus Galerius Helver.
What?
It has been decided. Magistrate Galerius, would you like to make a brief address?
I just want to say, this isn't something I ever wanted. Now that you've put your trust in me, I'm going to do everything I can not to let you down. I'll need some time to put together a list of the changes I want to make around here. But I promise you, there will be changes. My first order is that Dooley is to be freed. Horatius, release him from his cell immediately. Please. Wait, do I need to say please? I suppose not. That's it. You can all get on with your day. Nothing else to see here. Move along.
Yeah, you can sulk. Oh, his name's just Sentius. Does that mean? Yes. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I am so.
Blood Galerius won.
Hades. Return all.
Oh, thank you. You can have my and maybe you can. My friend Hannibal used to look after me, but he gave me a key to the cisterns and told me to keep it safe. He said there's something very precious way up high. Please help me find it. Oh, thank you. Hope you find it. In the cisterns, way up high. Oh, look how it is.
The many shall suffer
What did you do?
for the sins of the one.
What did he do? Oh. How do I put them here? What's this say? Over here. Okay. Different time periods, right? How many times has this place been built? What? What?
And here you are. Allow me to introduce myself. As you have already gathered, I've been known by many names. Nergal to the Sumerians, Osiris to the Egyptians, Hades to the Greeks, and Pluto to the Romans. But the one constant through it all has been my title, God of the Underworld. And I've been watching you with curiosity, mortal, ever since your arrival. You're unlike the others, aren't you? And what is more, you carry a weapon that was never intended for mortals to wield, and you do it so brazenly. But there will be time for your reckoning later. First, as a reward for undoing the desecration of my obelisk, I will allow you to satisfy your curiosity. Ask what you will. That is merely the name your people have given to it, but yes, it is my doing. That is a story dating back to the very first wave. After the Sumerians finished building their city, the self-declared ruler threw a banquet to celebrate. Now this man was unmarried, and many women were vying to become his wife. Prestigious position of power and influence in a new world. Of all the women, two were particularly ambitious. Both were beautiful, and both arrived at the banquet wearing eye-catching dresses and painted faces, their hair woven in elaborate fashion. The first woman, recognizing that she would require an advantage to win the ruler's affection, draped herself in jewelry, ornate necklaces, bracelets, and rings fashioned from gold. Seeing this ostentatious display, the second woman grew envious, for she had no such jewelry at her disposal. She prayed aloud to any gods that would listen to cover her in gold, and when her prayer went unanswered, she took matters into her own hands. While the others indulged at the banquet, the second woman summoned the first for a discussion in a quiet place. She checked that nobody was watching and pushed her rival from the top of the ziggurat, where she broke her neck on the rocks below. But I was watching, and I decided to answer her prayer. I took the golden bow left behind by Diana, and I shot that woman in the heart, covering her from head to toe in a layer of molten gold. And I left her to stand there, that she might serve as a grim reminder of what befalls those who sin in my domain. But that was not enough, for the entire city was tainted by her sin, and the wager could no longer be won. So I had no choice but to wipe the slate clean. I gilded them all, to make way for a new wave, and began the wager again. And to this day, each of them, and all who came after, line the halls of this city, inanimate but conscious,
They're alive.
suspended in time with only their sight and hearing preserved, so they may bear witness to and lament the folly of your kind for eternity, as silent golden sentinels.
What do you...
I've always considered that the cornerstone of morality is the ability to determine right from wrong on one's own. No attempt to lay out rules like your Code of Hammurabi or your 12 Tables of the Roman Republic can ever cover all possible scenarios. This should come as no surprise to you, since the core principle has been expressed in many forms by many of your civilizations. The Egyptians made a rudimentary attempt with "do to the doer" to make him do. The Greeks refined it with "avoid doing what you would blame others for doing." The Roman Stoics added, "treat your inferior as you would wish your superior to treat
So
you."
are we not on Earth?
Even the so-called cultists hiding among you often say, "Do unto others as you would have them do unto you." It is the simplest of concepts, and each one of you is born with the faculties required to apply it to any situation. Yet none of the peoples who expressed this rule were able to uphold it. Curious, is it not? For you, perhaps. Do you plan to speak in sweeping generalizations, or are you going to... I've seen no such thing. Taking one's own life is a self-directed act. Therefore, it cannot be said that one who commits... Now tell me, the merchant, how is that inconsistent? I disagree. Having watched this merchant, that is precisely what he... Now tell me, the midwife in the palace, yes. How is that inconsistent? The rule is do unto others, meaning other people. Those statues are... They are for... Applying this rule always requires... Supposing you're right, then my law's been broken. Now tell me. You speak of the moneylender, and he would never have signed a contract pledging his labor for 30 years. Ignoring your irritating sense of moral superiority. I see. And how long might it take? I fail to see how your system of loans is significant. Now tell me. Abduction? You mean the mad... He did so because she sought to escape. Better that he stops her from escaping, albeit brutishly, than
I'm sorry I'm skipping stuff, it's just I wanna... I sometimes hate to talk with you, so...
Now tell me. Do you honestly think you could do better? I should strike you down for that. Now, When my kin departed, they left behind many relics, The golden bow originally belonged to one of my kin, who the Romans called Diana. As my collection of golden statues grew, I tasked them with hunting down the Forsaken at my behest. I give your kind a second chance at life, as well as ample. And when
your
you
law
disobey,
sucks.
and you always disobey. And so you ask if I am the one destroying your lives. And I say, no. You destroy yourselves. I am merely the means by which you do it. I'm able to commune with all of the statues in the city. Their ears are my ears, and their eyes are my eyes. If she was still conscious, I suppose she could, but she's not. Why do you ask? Then what an odd question. It has come to be known simply as the Underworld, and it exists
We're in
because of a
space.
wager
What do you
I made long
mean?
ago. That is a long story, one that you see, long ago my
king
kin
and
I
I set up
set
an
out from our home on Elysium to search for other forms of life among the stars. We discovered your planet and witnessed your kind evolving from primates into something lawless and barbaric.
Sorry, my phone just vibrated.
You all but destroyed yourselves, your 2 short lives being extinguished by violence and ignorance and disease. Yet Proserpina saw raw potential in you, and persuaded the rest of us it would be squandered without our intervention and stewardship. So we revealed ourselves to your people in a place called Sumer. We offered guidance in agriculture, toolcraft, and law, and you called us gods. For a time you flourished, but soon you were too many for us to oversee. And as you spread from that cradle of civilization, we saw something disturbing. We had sown the seeds of dependency and confusion, and soon you returned to your old ways of violence and ignorance, this time in our name. My kin had seen enough, and gave up on your kind, condemning you as barbaric and capable. We began preparations to return to Elysium, our home world, a utopia unspoilt by conflict and unimaginable in its beauty. But my Proserpina could not bear to abandon your kind without guidance, and knowing it would force the rest of us to leave her behind, she made an extraordinary sacrifice. She gave up her immortality to descend permanently to the ranks of humankind. And so she began her inescapable trajectory toward death. Horrified, I acted swiftly. I placed her in suspended animation in a deep frozen sleep to prevent age and sickness from claiming her. And then I pleaded with Proserpina's father, who the Romans called Jupiter, to bring her with us to Elysium. It was and is my hope that once there, we might one day learn to undo what she has done to herself. But he refused. I did everything I could to persuade him, but he would not relent. He would rigidly uphold his final pronouncement. Humans were unworthy of ascension to Elysium.
But she's your daughter.
Exceptions would be made.
She's still a god at
Seeing
heart.
that I was aggrieved, he proposed a wager, the terms of which were as follows. If even one human city could prove itself capable of living without sin for a single year, then Proserpina and all of humanity would be permitted to join us in Elysium. My part would be to remain behind, the last of my kind, to watch over you, without interfering, and to sit in silent judgment. And so my reward has been to languish here, enduring a 3,000-year winter, waiting for the day your kind proves itself worthy of her faith in you, so that I might take her with me to Elysium and unthaw my goddess of springtime. And here I am, after all this time.
Surely one of us, one of the civilizations, did it for well, literally one of the civilizations you built has done it more than a year.
As the first wave of your kind arrived from Sumer,
Recreate their
I had
lives
them
here.
build
I had
the
them build the
entrance as
entrance.
a vertical shaft leading to baths to cleanse them of the sins. I watched wave after wave of Sumerians arrive, and as their of course, believing themselves to be the superior. After another 1,000 years, they built upon the underworlds of their predecessors, renamed. There were also gods who, like me, have been known. Our leader, Jupiter, as well as Neptune, Saturn, Juno, Minerva, Mars, Venus, Apollo, Diana, Vulcan, Vesta, Ceres, and of course, my beloved Persephone. To ensure the wager was fair, it was important that my subjects were chosen at random. To this end, I had my servant distribute 1,000 tokens fashioned. Whoever died while in possession of one of them would be located by my servant. As the tokens were discovered, they were traded, smelted, and fashioned into trinkets, and eventually coins spread. Later, when they spread to Greece, they would come to... Some placed coins in the mouths of their dead, hoping they would awaken here, though they had no way of knowing which coins were fashioned from the original tokens. In fact, almost all of the tokens are accounted for. Your kind will have squandered the last. It is a regrettable story. One of the first men who came to this place was a king of Sumer.
So I'm just trying to learn everything. There's just so much lore drop here. But he's also
to his
speaking really
people
slow and I
on
just
the
can't be
condition
bothered.
that
Like,
my
the
servant
episode's going to be
erased
a
his
long
memories of
with
this
just him
place.
talking.
But the erasure did not take completely, and he told stories of this place as if describing memories of a dream. His tales were committed to writing, which came to be known as the Epic of Gilgamesh, and his words were twisted and distorted over generations. Later, the Egyptians would adapt Sumer's stories of the underworld, making them wildly intricate and labyrinthine. Their Book of the Dead and Book of Gates bore less and less. Then, when the Greeks began to arrive, they proved far more cunning. And in a series of incidents that will not be repeated, 5 of them escaped. A warrior named Heracles, 2 kings named Sisyphus and Theseus, a poet named Orpheus, and a Trojan named Aeneas. They each told embellished tales of this place. And so from Sumer to Egypt, Greece to Rome, your kind... Of course. My story is many thousands of years long. My kin and I all adopted this form long ago. In time, we grew fond of the sensory delights it affords. It is a matter of perspective. Your ancestors revered me because to them, my knowledge and technology made me incomprehensibly powerful. But despite all that, this is my beloved. Like me, she has been known by many names. Ereshkigal to the Sumerians, Isis to the Egyptians, Persephone to the Greeks, and Proserpina to the Romans. Or perhaps you might know her as the goddess of springtime, the cycle of life and renewal. Your gaze lingers too long. That is my servant.
Karen!
You would have met by the river, though she wears many faces. Kumutubal to the Sumerians, Kirti to the Egyptians, Charon to the Greeks, and Charon to the Romans.
Karen and
Her
Karen.
role is to ferry souls between the mortal world and this one, and to make their transition as seamless as possible. For that, she earned herself the You will talk more later. For now, ask your question. No. Long ago I swore to Proserpina that I would remain in this form as you would. Good. Only it has long been within my power to see into the hearts of... When I peer into you, I see only a blank slate, As if you did not exist until you appeared in this city.
I don't know.
How is this possible? Charon, where did you find this one?
I do not remember ferrying you. How did you come here?
It's me!
If that is true, then I sense the intervention of someone powerful.
How did you come to be in this time, mortal? Who brought you here?
We cannot know.
I came here.
Impossible. Not yet. But enough of this. Why have you come here? What is it you seek? Your hubris is amusing, so I will allow. If you anger me or waste my time, so tell me, why should I put an end to the so-called Golden Rule? That is a very serious accusation, more. Every one of those people was guilty.
Yeah, you're mass murdering people. So how are you a good guy?
They failed collectively, and so they were. But I'm a god.
Oh yeah, that argument. I'm against, so I get away with everything.
Do you treat insects? Do you ensure? Of course not. How so? And be specific. He is a volatile and confused. True. I have witnessed him doing. His cruelty does seem to grow greater by the day. Pathetic. You will need.
We cannot know.
I see what you are doing. You have. Pathetic.
The many shall suffer, for the sins of the one. Suffer, for the sins of the one.
Do I have it?
For the sins of the one. Many shall suffer, for the sins of the one.
What was it? Just gotta make sure I don't get hit. Don't get hit, don't get hit, don't get hit. Don't get hit. Don't get hit, don't get hit. Don't get hit, don't get hit, don't get hit. Don't get hit, don't get hit, don't get hit, don't get. Can I jump? Damn it. I'm panicking right now because I gotta make sure I don't die. Damn it, I just told myself in my head, do not take this way because I don't think this is the quicker way. And what do? I take this way because I think it's the quicker way. I don't think it is. You. I need you to literally save everyone. Do you hear me? Right, there's a way to go to the Great Temple from this way. I'm going to go to the Great Temple, we're going this way, and then we're going to go back to the God. I think I got given the ability to use zip lines from like episode 2, but like I just haven't used them. Like there's I'm just having. Oh my god, I could have used the zip line to escape the bows. It's a lot quicker.
Allow me to introduce myself. and they will first. That is merely.
Okay, about the woman.
I would recognize you, vile. You have. If I refuse, you will murder her. Perhaps you are cleverer than you appear, mortal. I do not see that I have a choice in this. And now you have shown me your species. This has gone on too long. It's time for me to let go henceforth of her, of all of you. But know this.
Why can't we go?
Because despicable creatures like you have no place there. The best I can do, I will have Charon make arrangements. Once this exodus begins, the events that brought you to what will become of you is difficult to predict. But that is the risk you have taken by interfering. Now, you had best pray our paths never cross again, mortal.
Did I free her? Hello.
Oh. Hi there. Gave me a bit of a fright. Thought I was in here alone. Well. Oh, did that lady... I'm fairly... Fortunately for us, the last person in here was a Roman man named... Apparently there was a community of... They believed that if even one person... Then, one day, just an oracle appeared and told him saving the life, foiling an assassination, and so on. Meanwhile, the oracle walked up to the temple of the mysterious god, this one right here, and the doors just... Nobody knows what went on in there, but Galerius, because the next thing he knew, the ground shook, and the voice of that god... Unfortunately, Galerius' account... What became of him? And the other... And did this mysterious oracle single-handedly undo the curse that had terrorized people for hundreds of years?
That was actually me.
What? Oh, I see. For a moment there I thought you were serious. Anyway, I think I found a way out through the aqueduct that brought water into the city. Follow me. I'm gonna pause here for a moment and make sure nobody else has ever lured into this temple. You go on ahead. I'll be there soon.
Hi.
You're... what?
Ah, I see. I thought you might. Well, now you know. I suppose you have questions. You can just call me. I do that you die. My most you that you were. You can just call me. I do not enjoy deceiving people. That you die. My
Okay.
Perhaps my that
We've already had this
there is
conversation.
nobody
We
else
had
to
this last
ferry.
episode where we find out the coin.
I see no point in keeping you here. But I have to ask one thing. That you keep this to yourself.
Look! Here comes Al now. Ow!
Kinda lost track of time in there. And there were...
Sounds like you two.
Sounds good.
And you?
One year later. ancient. Hello?
Hey, you made it. It's great to see you again. I read your book, and what the critics said about it. I guess they weren't ready for your theories after everything you've been through. So after we got back to the real world, I started doing some research into the people mentioned in Galerius' tablet. And I'm sorry I've been so cryptic. I've been dying to tell you, I just really wanted you to see this for yourself. Why don't you head on down there? I'll catch up with you at the other end.
So maybe I shouldn't be skipping these final stuff.
Oh, there she is. You're finally here. Remember me? It's a crazy story. After you disappeared, Charon appeared and told us she was returning us to the world. Even gave us some coins to help us start our lives over. Only, for some reason, she returned us to your world instead of ours. Anyway, I know we only ever had that one conversation, and I wasn't even sure if you'd remember me, but I wanted to say thanks for freeing us from the Underworld and giving us a second chance.
It's my pleasure.
Oh, I used Charon's gift to buy a farm in Umbria. Got a villa on it too, with enough room for Dooley, of course. It's hard work, but I sleep soundly every night. I know! I can't believe my luck either. But we're engaged and living together. We're planning to get married next spring. If you're going to be around, we'd love to see you there.
I would love to be there.
Of course, there's a whole museum full of people waiting for a chance to thank you, so you better keep moving. We'll speak again soon, my friend.
Now I've got to talk to Best Girl.
You're here. So, you're the hero who somehow vanquished the last of the Roman gods. As I'm a priestess, you realize you've put me out of work.
Sorry.
I'm just teasing. Actually, and it still feels a little sacrilegious to say this, I'm finding life after religion quite enjoyable. Galerius and I are engaged and expecting. We've just bought a lovely villa in the countryside with room for a large family, and Dooley too, of course. It feels like the world has just opened up for us. There's so much to learn, and so many more possibilities for our children than we ever imagined. We're just so thankful for what you did for us.
Oh, congratulations.
Oh, it's sweet of you to ask.
Hello.
Galerius said you... I live at Galerius and Equitia's house.
Aww.
They look after me now. Treasure? Oh. Bye-bye.
A relief depicting the great circular portal and beside the Roman gods as Hakon has always wanted, was started by Pluto and forced him against her will.
Hi there.
Hello. You're... Oh, of course, sorry. And I never got a chance to thank you for telling Gale... And of course...
What are you doing for yourself?
Oh, I barely... I'm living in a house share in London with my wonderful girlfriend.
Hey!
And I'm studying English at university. Eventually, I want to travel the world and write about it. Turns out, it's about...
Yes,
you know, there are and you can travel almost anywhere. Oh, sorry, you already know all that, of course. I have noticed people from your time have no idea how fortunate they are. Last I heard, Malleolus kept insisting he was the last rightful. As for Claudia, she was always so viciously unhappy. After the horrific way they treated Ulpius and me. Thank you. Ugh, someone told me she was boasting about getting her claws into some rich prince. Apparently he'd proposed before they'd even met. And last I heard, she'd... Nigeria? Well, you are the Oracle. Huh.
It's good to see you.
I hope.
Who's this?
Hey.
Evening.
Wow, there's just so many people to talk to. Give me a second.
You are here. Lucy is fine. I'm making an effort to blend in, as you can see. We are. If the world knew we died 2,000 years ago and were suddenly brought back to life 12. Speaking of which,
Hello.
I'm studying to get into medical. When it ended, I realized I missed it.
So this is so much going on. So I'm just. You can always just pause it because I am leaving the subtitles on long enough for you to read it.
I take it. Actually, I changed my name to Cynthia. I'm not sure if you heard, but after you drove, she knew right away what none of us had figured out about that psychopath. He'd been keeping my little sister locked up in the upper cistern but he's been dealt with. He's anything I want. Of course, I mostly just stay in my villa and have my servant Alexa summon things for me.
Oh, okay.
Because it's just. He's still there, all alone. The last golden statue in the Underworld.
Oh god.
Trapped in a metal eternal torment.
It's good to see you.
Evening.
Hi there.
Hey, dude.
Hi there.
Hey.
I understand we have you to thank for giving.
What are you doing with yourself?
I'm living up north and studying in the.
Gonna be
world has
officer.
changed a lot, but some things stay the same. Would you believe we're still studying military tactics?
Yep.
from might? Still, I have the ones who pioneered. Ah, you remembered that. In the words of remind. Thanks. Great. He's not my. Oh. He had more trouble adapting. He got himself disqualified from the UFC. So he supposedly appealed to be. But
It's good to see you, Horatius.
Greetings.
Oh, the guy that we met underground.
Magnificent museum, is it not?
You guys together?
Greetings. I am told I am reacquainting myself with Greece. It has perhaps one day.
I'll sit down.
Once I have seen, I hope you will join me there and
How about you?
I wanted to say thanks for sending Galerius to say. I'm just so happy to be here. Well, it's not like I have to work with all the silver Karen. Mostly that means baking for my friends and looking at memes while binging TV shows in yoga pants.
Oh.
Thank you.
Ah, Fabia.
Greetings.
I never got to learn your name.
I take it you're the Oracle. We have. I never thought I'd leave that
Philip.
cave, let alone the city. And it seems I have your catabasis to thank for it.
I'm
Working as a
actually just
consultant
smiling.
to the
My
Faculty
cheeks
of
hurt.
Classics
But
at Cambridge University, helping fill the odd gap. Not that I need the money, but my sincere thanks once.
Good evening.
Hello there.
Some soiree, innit?
please keep.
Oh, hello. It's lovely to meet you.
Good evening.
I'm thankful that you're here. I was sure but thank you. I'm living in Rome again, in a charming little flat by the Tiber. Not far from my old place. After you sent Galerius to persuade Ulpius not, I just want to spend the rest of my life helping people.
Aww.
Thank you. And
Greetings. Thank you for your kind words and for liberating us all. In all the time I'm
Hello there.
recovering. Octavia was kind enough to let. Ah, you remember that. I'm a little tired of Ovid, but that's all right. I have 2,000 years worth of poetry to catch up on now. I'm already up to the 19th century, and am quite enjoying the work of a fellow named Poe. I think men have called me mad. And you?
Alright, let's say hello to this guy.
Ah, hello at last. Listen, I wanted to express my sincere appreciation for what you were. Most great. I took the money I made from selling my trinket. I can't decide between fossil fuels, tobacco, gambling. Oh, don't be like that. You can tell your old
Print me just gonna be.
Oh, of course, yeah. I was just. Of course.
Wait.
Of course.
Good
Hello
evening.
there.
Agree. An ancient. Was it among other
It is an honor to you. Oh, of course. I too would like to
we doing with
For a time, I returned to Alexandria. Instead, I have decided to follow the custom of your youth, and I spent the first 25 years of my life avoiding. Indeed. Thank you.
Hello.
Hello there.
Oh.
Oh, I go by Gabriella now. I didn't want to be reminded of that monster every time I heard my own name. After you drove Pluto off, Proserpine.
Once I got what was coming to me. Sounds like it.
I'm living with Ulpius on a little vineyard in Umbria. It's even more wonderful than I dreamed it would be. I'm so grateful to you for making sure he's still with us. If you're ever passing through the region, I hope you'll come and visit us. You can try some of our very own wine.
You have.
Thanks. You too.
Hi. It's nice to find. I understand I have you to thank for sending Galerius to save my life. The way you just showed up out of the blue. I'm living with Gabriella in Umbria. Every day I look at her, and this. So we're living each day to the fullest. Sitting together on our terrace with a glass of. And I.
I'm glad you're happy.
Thank you.
It's good
You
to
too.
see.
Nice to meet. I go by Rufus now.
Rufus!
For what you... Sorry. I live with Virgil in Rotterdam, not far from where he grew up. Haven't decided. Huh. Good to know. Anyway, it was good practice.
It's good to see you, Rufus.
You too.
It's so nice to... I wanted to thank you, and for helping Rufus come to terms. I'm studying to be an architect again, and living with Rufus in our beautiful flat in Rotterdam. Of course, it's improved
Yeah,
immensely
they got
since you natives of the 21st century. You too, as Rufus. If you're ever in the Netherlands...
Might just take it up. I'm going to say yes to everyone.
Hi.
God of the dead and the underworld.
Evening.
Hi.
Ow.
There you. Now, there's one more person I wanted to introduce.
Sorry if I frightened you. Just a little joke I've been saving for a long, long time. Allow me to introduce myself properly. I am Proserpina, former goddess of the cycle of life and renewal, and now a regular mortal. I wanted to meet you in person, and thank you for freeing all these people, and me. I hate to think what would have happened to us without your intervention. Indeed. Suffice it to say that while Pluto was controlling the eyes and ears of each golden statue, I was able to control their tongues and whisper to you when he was distracted. I am sorry my messages were so cryptic. I did. I may have given up my immortality, but I still retain my gifts as the goddess of a cycle of life and renewal. After witnessing Pluto punish countless poor souls over thousands of years, I knew this generation, the final wave, would not survive. So I tried to give them a way to buy more time. A second chance. I don't know what happened to him. I haven't heard from him, and I rather hope it stays that way. Oh, she inherited dominion over the Underworld. Last time we spoke, she was working on a new world of some kind. She wouldn't say what it was, but I'd be surprised if you don't run into her again. I imagine we all will, one day.
Indeed we will.
And you, although it feels like I've known you forever. Oh, and one last thing. Do you remember all those golden statues scattered throughout the city?
Of course.
Good, because they remember you. Well done, my friend. Of all the heroes who ever journeyed to the Underworld and returned, none came close to achieving what you did. Hercules, Orpheus, Theseus, and Aeneas would be proud.
The canon ending. We did it. Oh. Oh. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, we started the Forgotten City around November of 2021. As of the 30th of April 2022, we have officially finished the game. We have officially finished the game. A journey, once of highs and lows, but we did it. And we got the canon ending. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for staying with me while I did that. It was truly an honour to play the Forgotten City for you. And now, we must move on to the next game, wherever that may be, and soon. This was truly amazing. And that is it for now. I hope you enjoyed my playthrough of The Forgotten City by the Modern Storyteller team. I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.